Welcome to Victory Online, and in this podcast, Bob Bruce is interviewing Matt and Mark Wingett about Holmes Fest.
I have a special guest, and I'm very pleased to welcome Matt and Mark Wingett, who are involved with Holmes Fest. That's on the 20th and the 21st of November here in Portsmouth. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hi, good, yes.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Let me just mention a little bit about you. Matt is a small print publisher. He's also an actor, a singer, a writer, well known in Portsmouth, especially for your fascination with Arthur Conan Doyle and Sherlock Holmes.
Absolutely, yes. Fascinating stuff, Conan Doyle, yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a mo. Mark is a professional actor. He's worked on the bill, and I've been in Quadrophenia. And how on earth did we get you involved in Holmes Fest?
Strangely enough, I've got a brother who wrote it.
That helps a lot, doesn't it? You know, that's the acting world all over, isn't it? It's who you know.
Exactly, and especially if it's your brother. He just wrote me. He didn't give me a choice. Just wrote me in.
So, do you want to do it, Mark? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Well, Matt, let us know. Let our listener know, what is Holmes Fest and where is it?
Holmes Fest is a celebration of the life and times of Arthur Conan Doyle and his greatest creation, Sherlock Holmes, created in Southsea in 1886. What we do with Holmes Fest, I've been running it for a few years on and off. I started in 2016 with a one-night event. The next year I ran it and there were 7 events on. The following year I was intending to do 30 events. But what happened was another commitment got in the way, and then the following year, the pandemic. So I've resurrected it this year for the first time. I did a one-nighter earlier on in the year, and it sold out, didn't it? It was just absolutely rammed. And people were saying, can you do another one? And that's what we're doing.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? What's your fascination with Conan Doyle and Sherlock Holmes?
Well, I really come to it because I love local history. I think Portsmouth is a really interesting city. I was born here, and I didn't properly appreciate how extraordinary the history is. And I started to look into it about 15 years ago. And I began to realise, oh my goodness, there's all these extraordinary writers connected to Portsmouth. Not only, of course, Charles Dickens is the one that's most famous,
sure,
but or most known. But when you tell people that Arthur Conan Doyle created Sherlock Holmes in Southsea, in Portsmouth, they laugh at you, they don't believe you. And I just thought, you know what? We need to start flying the flag for Portsmouth and getting the word out.
So have you written stuff about those two?
I've written. I wrote a book a few years ago called Conan Doyle and the Mysterious World of Light.
I kind of guessed you might have done.
Yeah, and that one is actually about, because Conan Doyle is a really interesting figure. He's not only a writer, he's also this guy who's into everything. And one of the things he was into was spiritualism. He believed in ghosts, he believed in fairies, he believed in all sorts of crazy stuff, or not crazy if you believe in it. And I just thought he's so interesting. So yes, there's so much to mine with Conan Doyle. He's fascinating.
So explain a little bit for me, is it a play?
No.
Well, there we go. It's more of a ragtag collection of sketches and songs and funnies, and we have a duel, and, well, Matthew can tell you exactly.
I think of it as a kind of Victorian kind of musical variety night.
Yeah, it's a variety evening.
And where's the main performance going to be?
It's at the Groundlings Theatre on the 20th and 21st of November, and tickets are selling. So yes, we'll get into that in a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, so you got your brother involved. Is this the first time you've been involved, Mark?
No, this is the second time. This is my second chance at it. So
you might get it right this time.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I might get it wrong, which is what more like it, which is what it's about, really.
And who loves an ad lib? Everybody. So, is there a big dialogue?
So what you've got in it is you've got a way of looking at Conan Doyle and Sherlock Holmes from all different angles. So you've got, for example, Arthur Conan Doyle comes on at the beginning as an MC, as a rapper. So he comes on and he raps about his life as Arthur Conan Doyle.
Got me hooked already.
So, and then another angle in is that you have a local writer, Christine Lawrence.
I know Christine. She's been in here a lot. She's a talented lady.
Absolutely. Great actress as well.
Yep.
So she comes in as Mrs. Hudson. And she has a thing or two to tell you about what's really going on at 221B Baker Street. So that is fun.
I'm sure I want to know.
I do.
And so it's all held together by me as the MC. I come on in white tie and tails, and I'm, ladies and gentlemen, for your delight and delectation, etc. And I have a gavel, like the good old days, actually. I have the gavel and I introduce each of the acts, and each one comes on and does their thing about Sherlock Holmes or Conan Doyle or something to do with Portsmouth in the Victorian era.
And have you scripted all of that?
No, what I did was I invited, because it's a variety show, I invited each of the acts to come up with an idea.
Makes sense. Yeah. So what's Mark going to be doing then?
I can't give it away.
You can give us a little
I can tell you, I am playing an elderly actor called Sir Algernon Blenkinsop Carver, who gets slightly confused about what he's supposed to be doing.
I can see why you got your brother in there.
Which is very much like me, anyway.
Just typecasting, really.
Are you involved in acting professionally now?
Yes, yes, yeah.
What are you doing? Go on, spill
the
the
next thing I'm doing a little film, short film. Short film's a lovely little art form, so it's a 10-minute film. It's called Seatbelt, and it's about the punishment of a politician who has erred in his ways.
They don't do that, do they?
No,
Pure fiction.
No. So it's an interesting look at how people have become desensitized to politicians who commit a misdemeanor, let's say.
Okay, I thought I'd let you get that one in, but I guess we should be talking about Holmes Fest.
No, want to talk about me?
This is one of the refrains that
it's about
has.
Me. I'm in this. Did I tell you I'm in this? Yes.
Me.
It's one of his things.
So, 20th, 21st.
Yes.
What time is it?
So doors open at 7. Performance begins at 7:30.
Yep.
There's a bar there. There's going to be an artist friend of mine, James Waterfield, Jim, who will.
What's he doing this time?
Watercolours.
Well,
last time was slightly odd. What he did.
He did. What was it last time?
It was Mummies, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Mummies. Oh my goodness! This time, so he's made these kind of like cast these mummies, these faces of mummies.
Oh, okay.
Because of course.
Go on, say why.
Because, of course, Arthur Conan Doyle created the reanimated mummy story. That was one of his as well. So that all those 1930s Boris Karloffs and even the modern franchise as well. Although he's not credited with it, the stories are straight out of The Ring of Thoth, which was a story he wrote in the 1890s.
Education as well today.
Yeah.
Well, also, what you would think, what has Jurassic Park got in common with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
Okay, listeners, write in now. Go on then, tell us.
He invented The Lost World.
Okay.
Which was the first kind of dinosaur kind of story.
Yeah.
So he's kind of, he's literally kind of
He's
inventive, Conan Doyle.
His influence on pop culture is just crazy. Yeah. It's so huge. You think about Sherlock Holmes and you go, oh my goodness, that's a pretty good strike. And then you go, the mummy story, wow. And then the Lost World and the dinosaur story, and you're just going, my goodness, this guy knows.
Did he invent the detective novel?
No, interesting one. Really, he credits Edgar Allan Poe for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, which? Do you know which story? Which
Murder in the Rue Morgue. August.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
And back in the room.
Oh, sorry, we go off on one. We do go off on one.
Oh, well, that's brothers for you, isn't it? So how's ticket sales going?
Yeah, okay, really good actually. So really exciting at the moment. We're into the last week and we are seeing the room filling up.
That's good to know. And for those tickets that aren't sold, how can somebody get hold of one?
So best way to get hold of the tickets are to go to the Groundlings website. That's the Groundlings Theatre website, and you can just follow the links there on the What's On section, and there we are. Yeah,
and they're only 15 quid.
Yep, absolutely.
And it does sound like there's going to be some good entertainment here, and I'm sure, I think I can honestly say without word of doubt that Mark is likely to go off script.
Well, you know.
I mean, there was actually in the first one when we did it earlier, there was so much ad-libbing, it was ridiculous.
Which is great, isn't it, if you get away with it.
That's what it's what it's about.
Fun. It's a very silly evening.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to laugh, if you want something that's light-hearted,
we had a write-up in Southsea Folk recently for the earlier one, calling it a night of pure entertainment, which I will take that. I will take that.
If this is
if you would, me meatballs.
I will just say this sounds like it will be a night of pure entertainment. And for those of you that haven't got your tickets and you do like a night or two of pure entertainment, it is Holmes Fest at the Groundlings Theatre in Portsea, 20th and 21st of November. It's 15 quid a ticket. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 7:30. Is there a bar?
Oh, absolutely, there's a bar. Yes, indeed.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in. If there's anything else you want to say, then please say it now.
Well, I think it's a great way to support the Groundlings as well, which is a small community theatre, and it's a Portsmouth theatre, and I think we need to support all our local spaces as much as we can.
I think that's really true, and I think the other thing is it showcases local talent, and I think that's really, really important too, including Mark, actually, although you don't need much of a showcase.
Well, no, I'm from down here. Yeah. down and round about, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in. It's been a pleasure. Shame we couldn't go on longer, but we only get so much time on radio. This will be a podcast and it will go on to YouTube in due course.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Victory! If you've enjoyed watching this podcast, then make sure you click that like button and remember to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more of our podcasts. And don't forget, you can listen in where we're busy making radio like it used to be on your DAB radio or online at victoryonline.co.uk. And you can also listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask it to tune in to Victory Online. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon.